Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Starsector. This is part 9 of our pirate playthrough, and we have been conquering the Brazilian League. They are currently down to just their homeworld, which is defended by a station I can't take on just yet, so we may have to switch to a new target, at least until we get the firepower to take down the Brazilian League homeworld. However, before that, I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of exploration in order to pick up some blueprints. We have been informed of a few locations where blueprints can be found, including a Tempest and an Aurora and a Monitor. And what I would like to do is pick up some blueprints, keep some for myself, and sell the rest to the pirate faction so they can start outfitting their fleets with better ships. So as you can see, we are currently fielding our smaller exploration fleet with just destroyers, frigates and logistic ships. And we're going to bombard and then raid this independent world just to pick up some supplies to allow us to get out to those systems and back. So we get about 2,000 supplies from that one, and while we're here we will pop into Kazaron, find a Brazilian League world and raid them as well. So we will need to be a little bit careful. There will definitely be patrols, and there may even be some special task groups that we need to avoid. Luckily, without our cruisers and capital ships, we can be a lot stealthier than normal, especially now we have that phase tender for our fuel. So we should be able to sneak in without too much trouble. This task group has no idea we're here, and we should be able to raid them as well. No need to bombard, we can go straight in. And they still have that pristine nanoforge which I would like to steal, but we will need a few hundred more marines. Might be worth doing. And is that another 2,000? Yes it is. So 4,000 supplies should give us plenty of time out beyond the core. So we're going to go after a few of these blueprints. I think what we'll do is we'll pop in here and complete this disrupt mission on the way. We're just being hailed by this patrol, but although they have the Star Fortress defending them, they can't go up against me, so we will transverse jump out and head off to Zagan to complete this quick mission. Okay, coming in here, we're going to drop in straight next to the independent world, and we need to disrupt their megaport. We'll just check, see if they've got anything useful to buy. We'll get a few supplies, some fuel and some marines. I made a mistake there and forgot to do the bombardment again. So we will raid the warehouse and steal some more supplies. I think we only lost about 50 marines there, which we can deal with. But I think if we bombarded, we probably could have got away with avoiding that. So it looks like this colony growth notification here is for that Tritac world that was set up somewhere outside the core. It may be worth going and trying to find that at some point, but it's not important right now. We're going to go after this technology cache, and then we will continue on from there. We're just going to turn off our sustained burn here and creep through these storms nice and slowly so we don't get damaged, and then we can speed up again. Okay, coming in here, there's no warning beacons, so we should be safe, but there will probably be remnant around. There's a small one. It seems to be dormant. So first thing we're looking for is this technology cache. We should pick up a few useful blueprints. We'll do an active sensor burst, see if we can find it. Doesn't pop up on the radar. But these things are often either near planets or around the asteroid belts. We'll do another active sensor burst, and I see on the radar something just to the north. There it is. So we're probably going to have to fight some Remnant. This will be the first fight we've had against Remnant. But I think with this fleet we have, we shouldn't have too much trouble. 2 cruisers, 2 support drone ships, and there's a couple of fighters. So I think we'll take in pretty much our whole fleet here. Apart from the logistics ships. So we're currently fielding 4 Sunders, 4 Tempests, 3 Omens, 3 Drover carriers, and a Monitor. Should be more than enough to deal with this as long as we stick together. If our fighters could come in and engage their drones, that would be really useful. Luckily we do have excellent point defense on all these ships. Okay, our torpedo bombers are coming in, but not being too effective. We need to try to isolate and burst the shields on these ships so that our torpedo bombers can do their job. So the first Remnant ship is going to go down to mass frigates, and I think some torpedoes came in at the end there. Okay, we will regroup and then go after the second one. Tempest already having a few good shots at this guy's shield. I think we'll go in and eliminate. Water Pulse and Phase Lancers doing their job. And that was nice and quick. The third one's coming up now. He's firing a plasma cannon at me. Again, we will focus fire. Okay, looks like it's just the one left, so we're going to go full assault. No more threat to us. Okay, first battle against the Remnant has been won. Not that it was a very difficult Remnant fleet. So we have found a few Spark fighter ships here. I like the Sparks, they are fast little interceptor drones that don't require a pilot and are very effective at taking down enemy fighters and missiles. So we have a choice now whether or not to take this AI core for ourselves or return it to the person who paid us to find it. I think we can probably guess what we're going to do. As pirates, we will of course keep it. So we've got Alpha Core, a mantle bore which would improve the mining in any colony we might have where we can plug it in. A high-tech blueprint package along with the Scarab, the Shade, Griffin missile cruiser, Conquest, Gauss cannon, Hurricane launcher, and a heavy blaster. So a pretty good haul of blueprints. A lot of these I might want to keep for myself, but we'll see when we get back. I think that's probably going to be everything we find in this system. We will have another just quick look around. Do another sensor burst. Something's coming after us. Not too sure if that's a killer fleet. Yes, it looks like that is a vengeance fleet. They're coming after us. I think we will avoid them. We don't really fancy fighting at the moment. Didn't look like it would be too hard to take on, but it's just a waste of supplies and fuel at this moment. I don't think we'd be getting anything too great out of it if we did take them on. So we'll come out through the gate. And we will head off to our second target, which is going to be, I think, the Tempest blueprint. It's all the way up here. We should be able to find this. So coming to the system from the south, you can see a warning beacon, and it is actually a high danger level warning beacon, so we're going to need to be pretty careful here. We'll go dark. Okay, looks like there's enemies right outside this jump gate, so we'll go for another one. I'm jumping into Crony here. Yeah, there is quite a lot of remnants, including Ordo fleets, which would quite easily destroy us, so we're going to escape them and just try and keep sneaky. We want to find this Tempest blueprint, and they are very helpfully telling us that it's some way away from the centre. Which doesn't really tell you a huge amount of information, but we will have a look around the asteroid belt. Make sure we don't get caught by these remnant fleets after we do a sensor burst. So we have gone dark again. There's something just up here. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, this is a Legion class battle carrier. I'm not too sure if this is the 14th Battle Group Legion. There usually is one lying around derelict. So we could spend a story point to recover the Legion, but I'm not such a fan of the Legion like I used to be. So we will just get the Tempest blueprint, and then we will move on. I don't want to hang out in this system for too long. We'll just see if we can find any other derelicts or research stations. Now there's the remnant nexus. Definitely don't want to tangle with that yet. Have a little look at it though. No, but we will obviously not engage it. Jump back out of the system, and I think our next target is going to be this monitor blueprint. It's not too much further away, and we've still got plenty of fuel, plenty of supplies, so we can get there and back nice and easily. There's also a black hole system on the way. I think we'll pop in there and see if we can find a research station. Black hole systems tend to have at least one somewhere orbiting the black hole. Then again, sometimes they don't. A few small remnant fragments. I actually made a bit of a mistake here by going completely the wrong way, and then realizing I was coming to the outside of the system rather than the inside. Oh, we have discovered a research station right here, which is what we were looking for. So we will move in and salvage. Okay, we've got a few more blueprints here, some LPCs. Nothing too major, but a couple of useful hull mods, including the hardened shields hull mod, which I have been looking for, so we will take them. And we will immediately learn all these hull mods, just to save us carrying them around. And that's probably going to be everything we find in this system, so we will jump out again and head off to the Sheen system to get this monitor blueprint. Coming in from the north here, we can see there is a problem in Sindria. It looks like the Sindrian homeworld is actually decivilizing, which I've never ever seen before. I wonder if that's just because of all the pirate activity that's causing that. If we have had some sort of influence. Well, either way, we will have a look at that when we get back to the core system, because that would severely reduce Sindrian power. They only have a couple of systems, and Sindria is like, I think their most productive, most industrialized world. Found a weapons store here with a blueprint for a Cobra wing, which is useful but nothing to write home about. Let's head off to the desert planet and see if we can find this monitor. I found another research station. Okay, let's explore. Oh, we found an administrator, an experienced administrator. Could be useful once we start setting up our own colony. And some more hull mods and blueprints. They look like fighter blueprints. Longbows and perditions. Okay, let's keep searching. There's a heavy freighter here. I'm going to salvage that too. This looks like a small fleet, maybe a salvage fleet. Yeah, this looks like a salvage fleet. Is it worth destroying them and seeing if they've got anything useful on board? Oh, why not? Let's do it. So we'll take in just our destroyers, Tempests and Omens. And I think this is going to be a nice easy fight, so we'll probably speed it up a little bit. We're going to take on this Shrike. I think everything else will just be a mop-up. So we are going to use our speed to close with this Shrike, use our Autopulse and Phase Lancers to raise his flux as high as possible, and then hit him with Sabos. See if we can flux him out. There he goes, and send in the harpoons, and he's dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4 have gone down. Shepherd down. Wolf tries to escape. Can't escape the Tempests. And then this is just a little kite to finish off with. And we're done. We will order our second in command to go after their freighters. We've just got a bit of fuel, a bit of supplies, and some machinery out of that. Still haven't found this monitor blueprint. Just do a little bit of salvaging here, just to keep our supplies and fuel topped up. Minor equipment cache. This may be the one. Nope. I wonder where it is. There's something over to our east there. And 2 little points to our north. Derelict Wolf Frigate. Ah, what's this? There we go. Monitor blueprint. Excellent, we'll take that. Now, the next blueprint we want is this Aurora one, which is down in the southwest. It's kind of far away from where we are now. I think we do want to go after it, but we may go via the core because we do have an enemy fleet coming in to invade one of the planets in our home system, and I think we can hurry back, we can defend that, and then head off and find that Aurora. So we're going to just go straight through these storms at full speed. Not worried too much about the damage, we have the supplies to cover it now. And it does also give us a nice speed boost to try and get home before that invasion fleet arrives. Okay, so coming into Kamari Kandam. That's not the invasion fleet. I thought at first it might be. Let's see if we can. So we want to drop in straight next to our homeworld so we can pick up the rest of our fleet. Well, actually, no, our homeworld is over here to the east, so we will need to hit this gravity well. Alright, let's dock. Prepare. Now, what are we going to do with these blueprints? So we have a high-tech blueprint package which has the Apogee Shrike and Wolf and a bunch of good weapons. Shade. We'll sell the Shade. We'll sell the Griffin. I want to keep the Gauss Cannon, but we'll sell the Hurricane. They're quite easy to find. We'll sell these fighters. Keep hold of the Tempest. Sell the Clawwing blueprint, sell the Colossus blueprint, and the Cobra Wing blueprint. First we've got Breach Pod, Perdition Wing, I'm probably not going to use them very often, Longbows, the same. All these are quite easy to find. The monitor will also sell because you can find monitors and we already have one. We will learn the automated repair unit and solar shielding mod specs. Everything else I think we'll keep for now. Sell us some of this resources we don't need that much heavy machinery. We'll keep the Alpha Core, store that in our cargo hold here. And we'll also learn some of these blueprints. No, we're going to sell this one. I want pirates to start fielding better fleets. I think that would be fun to see. Let's see if there's any jobs. There's another megaport disruption. We will take that job, I think. And this guy wants to sell me the location of another Griffin blueprint. I think I'll buy that. It's a lot of money, but we just sold one, so maybe we can have the other one for ourselves. Okay, let's pick up some of our ships. We also have now an Odyssey capital ship, which I'm quite tempted to try out. So we will need to refit it. Just going to rearrange our fleet and buy some crew and sort everything out. Okay, let's look at this Odyssey. First, it's going to need restoring, which is going to cost us 800,000, but we can afford that. So, a brand new Odyssey. This is one of my favourite ships in the game. I think it's good looking, it's fast, it can pack a punch. It's a nice hybrid ship. It has good turrets, it has fighter bays. So, I think we're going to fit this out similar to the Conquest with one broadside giving all the damage. So attacking on lance paired with a high intensity laser will put a lot of suppression and damage on enemy ships. Hurricane launcher is a nice finisher, and I think if we just fill these up with sabers, we'll be able to launch massive volleys of 6 saber missiles at once, which will bring down shields, and then the laser, the attacking on lance, and the hurricanes will be able to finish them off. I think to boost the damage here, we're going to put some tactical lasers on, which have the same range as the high intensity laser and the attacking on lance, and the rest is going to be point defense. See, that's my basic setup for an Odyssey. Nothing too fancy, but should get the job done. For hull mods, I really want to add on expanded missile racks. Sensors come built in. Integrated targeting unit will give us extra range. I think if we build these in, then we should be okay for caps and vents. Actually, we'll just have a look at our weapon groups. So we want the sabers on 1, alternating, hurricanes on 2. Everything else is pretty much going to be auto fire. Yeah. Well, the one thing we forgot is the fighter bays, and I think we're going to add in these new spark interceptors we got. They're fast, they're agile, they can overwhelm enemy fighters, they provide good point defense against missiles, and they're cheap. Okay, let's try it out against kind of a similar size ship. So I think if we go with Odyssey versus Conquest and see how we do. So the ship system is a plasma burn, which is like you get 2 charges, just pushes you forward in a straight line, gives you a bit of extra agility. You can see the point defense from these sparks, just taking out these rockets nice and efficiently. Keeping our shield off for now. See if we can win the flux war. Probably should have took the shield on just to absorb that hurricane, but most of them missed. Put the shield on now just to defend against these lasers, and what we really want to do is get behind the Conquest using our plasma burn. Okay, we're sending in some hurricanes, trying to overwhelm his shield. So far we are winning the flux war. Lasers hitting him. Let's skip out the way of that hurricane. And then fire some sabers and another hurricane. And now we're way ahead in the flux competition. We're going to dodge another hurricane. Okay, we're going to fire another 6 sabers. Another hurricane. He will block his hurricane. Another 6 sabers. See, the amount of missiles this thing can put out is just insane. Okay, we're starting to get through to his hull now. Took a few bad hits from that one, but so did he. 6 more sabers going out. Try to match that up with another hurricane. See if we can overwhelm him. A bit slow, but this one's going to kill him off. There we go. So it can kill a Conquest. It's not a terrible loadout. It has the speed advantage on a Conquest. It can really kind of just circle around it. And I think we'll find that again with the second opponent we're going to try it up against, which is going to be an Onslaught. Now the Onslaught is a good ship, but I feel the Odyssey can kill it 1-to-1 pretty much all the time, just because it can get behind it nice and easily. Now, in a proper fleet battle, that might be a lot more difficult, but all I'm doing here is just seeing if I've completely gimped this Odyssey with my build. So we're going to try and avoid the main weapons here. Let's get around it as much as we can. We are getting damaged, but his flux is getting very high. We're going to bring our shield up now. Yeah, definitely bring the flux wall. We get onto its side, and from here, there's not a huge amount the onslaught can do against an Odyssey. Because, yeah, he's got a good armor, much better than mine, but he has no shield at the back. So attacking on Lance and the Hurricanes are just going to do their job against his hull. I think the next missile will be the end of him. If he even gets there in time, he's venting and he's dead. Okay, so I think we will try one more simulation against the Paragon. Now, I'm not expecting to have any chance of winning this. It's more just for just to see what would happen. And as you can see, the Fortress Shield and the immense range boost that the Paragon gets means that the Odyssey is not really any kind of competition for it. And so I'm just going to cancel that. Okay, so we have a new capital ship. Let's go ahead and try it out. We are going to head over to Chalcedon and see if we can't defend it from this Luddic Church invasion that's coming in. Looks like this is it here. Now we've docked here and one of our officers has asked us to extend our contract, so we will do that. It will cost a story point, but I do want to keep her on board. Do they have any good jobs for us here? No, we'll leave that. Okay, so here's the invasion fleet. They've got a few dominators. Nothing too scary. And we will move in and attack it. There's no station to back us up here, but I think with this fleet we should be able to destroy them quite easily. 1, 2, 3, 4 dominators, adventure, and some smaller craft. So we'll take in the Odyssey. Let's see, I think we want a few destroyers and smaller ships. Maybe we'll take out the Eagle and the Champion. Let's see, 4 Tempests, so 3 Omens. And then we're going to want a carrier or 2. I think we'll take in a Heron. This Heron is carrying daggers, claws, and cobras, and this one has the tridents. I think we'll take that one in. They've got a slightly larger wing size. Okay, we'll send out our faster craft to capture these points, and then we can hopefully deploy a few more craft. So I just zoomed in a bit so we can get a good look at this Odyssey. It is a good looking ship. We can use that plasma burn ability just to advance a bit faster. Okay, we've got some more deployment points. We will bring in the 3 Medusas. Maybe 2 Medusas and an Eagle and an extra Omen. Bring them up to support me. We've captured both of these points, so we will bring the Tempest back into an escort formation. And what we're going to try and do is basically isolate and destroy these dominators. Maybe pick off some of the smaller craft first, like the Enforcers I saw they had. There's one Enforcer on the top left there. I think we'll keep going. Maybe go after that. And we will turn to chase down this Enforcer if we can. We've sent off a volley of Saber missiles, but now here come Dominators. One, there's a Venture. We're kind of getting ourselves into a bit of a nasty position here. We want to back up, put our shield up. Second Dominator coming in, third Dominator coming in from the east. This venture's got pretty high flux now, so we'll fire a hurricane, see if we can do some damage. Mostly got the tank on the shield. So we don't really want to get into a situation where we're being surrounded by dominators. We're going to back off. Now, I think we'll bring everyone back in to support us. Maybe head off to see if we can pick off this one on the right hand side. If we can get all our laser beams focused on him and fire out a volley of 6 sabres, hopefully we can flux him out. Okay, there we go. He's overloaded. We'll send in a hurricane. And we're just waiting for our tachyon lance to start doing the main damage to him. As he is fluxed out, we will put in an eliminate order, see if we can get some real damage on him. Send the rest of our fleet after him, send the fighters and their torpedoes. We might just focus on this enforcer while they deal with the Dominator. He's also overloaded. We're being shot at by a second enforcer, but I think we can just tank that damage for now. We will turn our shield on just in case. Looks like this Dominator is about to die. There it goes. We'll bring everyone back to support us so we don't get mobbed. I'm going to keep our shield covering the south here. Now, I'm not too sure why the high intensity laser is not firing, why the tachyon lance isn't firing.
Sometimes I swear the auto fire thing just doesn't work very well. Maybe it's just me.
Force is going to go down. Okay, so let's turn and get back into position. So we've taken down 1 Dominator, I think 2 Enforcers. I don't think we've lost anything ourselves. Point defense goes to work on enemy fighters. Our torpedo bombers are going in against this Dominator, but
with their shields up, those torpedoes are pretty harmless.
So we'll send off another volley of sabres, see if we can flux out its shield. And we're going to try and get below it, so only one of them can attack us at once. Hurricane was a bit of a waste. I was hoping those sabres would have done more damage. More sabres going off. But he's dropped his shield, so they're not going to do too much to his hull. Okay, what we really want to do is kind of get up underneath it and then turn and get our main weapons to bear. So his flux is high. And now we are putting in the damage. Hurricane starts cutting into his armor, and he's got just a few seconds to live. Second Dominator down. Venture's a lot easier to kill, so I think we'll let our smaller craft deal with that. It's also a lot less of a threat. Hurricane, a little bit of a waste. Half of them hit the hull of the previous Dominator. Same with one of the Saber missiles. But now this Dominator is nice and fluxed. We can start putting the damage. Torpedoes coming in. Enemy lasher destroyed. Another Hurricane should finish off this Dominator, or very close to it. And just, yeah, I quite like this Odyssey. It's got high burst potential with those triple harpoon pods. Sorry, saber pods. And just the continuous pressure of all these lasers makes it very hard for anyone to kind of get away from it when they're highly damaged. More missiles coming in, fluxing out this Venture. He's going to go down, and then we've just got this one Dominator to deal with. That will be the invasion over. The Dominators don't do well when they get swarmed. Need to get out of the way of this wreckage. Make sure we've got an eliminator order gone, so we can just finish this guy off as quickly as possible. Having trouble getting our lasers to bear, but that's fine. I think they don't really need us to help with this, but we will send off another hurricane. Let's get around the edge of this eagle. We can help finish off the dominator. There we go. Just a few smaller craft to mop up. We will speed up. The end of the battle. This enforcer. It gets taken down by another hurricane. And that's the end of it. So we will send our 2 IC after their cargo ships. Okay. Nothing we want to recover, I don't think. I would have liked to recover the Atlas freighter that they were towing, but it was not available. So we will just pick up the salvage. And we have prevented the invasion of Chalcedon by the Luddic Church. And kept our position in the sector uncontested. We'll head back to Canny just to resupply and maybe swap out some of our ships. Okay, so we have swapped out this champion that we had in storage and we're going to refit it. First we will restore it, as it had a few demods. And now this previous champion that we had, we'd set up for kind of alpha strike potential. So I'm going to emphasize that by switching out the Hurricane missile launcher for a hammer torpedo launcher. And so this champion is going to get right up in the enemy's face, bombard it with blasters, and then send these hammer torpedoes after it. I'm going to auto fit the second champion exactly the same. I think this will be pretty devastating if they can get in close with enemy ships. Now it is currently fielding quite short range weaponry, but we will add the integrated targeting unit to increase range. I think it's such a useful hull mod to have on any ship, so I'm quite happy building that in. So for the Odyssey we've added expanded missile racks. I would like to add another hull mod. I think we will build this in. That'll save us 30 points. And then I think we will add in the accelerated shield because the shield is quite slow to come up. And it'd be nice to be able to flip it on and off a bit faster. For the conquest, we're going to add on the extended shields because the conquest shield is laughably small. Extending it should give us a bit more survivability. And I'm also thinking we should be able to switch out this devastated cannon. I don't think it's that useful. We've already got double dual flat cannons on that side, which should be enough to defend against missiles and things. For our carriers, we're also going to add on the expanded deck crew hull mod that we recently picked up, and I'm going to build that in. Do that on both herons. Now we're also going to quickly go through and add on expanded cargo holds and the efficiency overhaul hull mods onto all of our logistics ships because we don't need them for fighting anymore. And I will be looking out for atlases and things like that to replace those mules, which did serve us well at the beginning, but now I think we can try and be a bit more efficient with our cargo and fuel. We're also going to add on hardened shields to our Hyperion in case we want to use it. It will just make it a little bit stronger, give it slightly more powerful shields. And then we're going to store most of our fleet, all the cruisers and capital ships, and just take out some destroyers and maybe the Doom. Get rid of the herons. Okay, and we'll get rid of the Doom as well, and just take the Medusas and drop the Sunders. So we're going to just head off to Prism Freeport because I haven't been there yet and I should be able to get in there now. I think it's been a while since I blew anything up too near them. Primary reason for heading to Freeport is there is a mission I have to disrupt their spaceport. So we'll do that, and I think we will also pop in and have a look at their ships because they have a high level trader there, the guy who has like slightly better than average ships for sale usually. It looks like we did lose rep with the pirates when a rebellion failed on one of our planets, and I think that must be because I've been selling stuff on the black market and thereby potentially arming rebels. So anyway, let's have a look at this high-end seller. So they've got some high-end weapons but not many. Let's have a look at the ships. Their black market doesn't have much, and the high-end seller has conquest And a couple of nice cruisers. And another drover carrier, some hammerheads, and an omen. So there's and a monitor. So yeah, he does have some nice ships. I think we will take the opportunity to buy the conquest probably. Nothing on the regular market. Yeah, I like the idea of having 2 conquests. I feel that they're capital ships that would complement each other really well because they can go in formation with their big guns on the outside, and then both turn in unison, fire both broadsides towards the enemy. Along with the Odyssey, that would be 3 broadside capital ships, which is probably a little bit of overkill, but could be good, especially taking on stations. We can set them up in kind of semicircle around a station. I reckon they could take one down pretty damn quick. So we're not going to take down this station right now, but we will do the mission. We're going to take the megaball offline for as long as we can, which actually costs us 400 marines. We probably could have sent less of them in and still achieve that mission, but I don't like to do things by halves. So we won't be able to trade there again right now. We will disengage with this picket and they will run away from us. I think I'll have to jump out. Be good if Prism had some slightly more, like some good patrols, some small but high-tech craft. I think that would suit. A place like that would be able to afford some good security. There's that Vengeance fleet that is chasing us. He'll be chasing us for the next couple of months, but we should be able to give him the slip and keep out of his way, especially if we go off exploring. Okay, we're going to head back into Canny just because I want to outfit the second conquest. And I think what we're going to do is basically make it a mirror image of our first conquest. So actually let's take that one out of storage. Okay, so we have enough Gauze cannons now to have 2 on each of these. So we're going to replace the Mjolnir cannon with the Gauze cannon, and then we're going to save this design and then order fit the second one. And then all we need to do is add in the hull mods. So it's hardened shields and extended shields and integrated targeting unit. And then we just need to swap over the weapons. So there we are. We've now got the Gauze rifles on the left and the flat cannons on the right, and vice versa for the first conquest. Having looked through our other ships, everything seems pretty good. So I think what we might do is go on a bit more of a conquering mission. Now I'm still not ready to take on the final Brazilian League world, Kazaron, but I am going to go and start whaling on these Luddic Church platforms, because I think they shouldn't be too hard to take down. Their fleets are generally weaker than the other main factions. I think their stations are going to be not the high-tech ones. So there is a chunky fleet there. We're going to avoid them. They've got a lot of dominators that I think we could easily kill, but it would cost us a lot in supplies and fuel and things like that. So we will avoid that one. And we want to take on this station. There's a convoy here. Doesn't look like it's carrying anything too valuable. We're just in silent running mode. Yeah, this should not be too difficult a station to take down, especially with 2 conquests. So here we go. Engage orbital station. They have a few supporting ships, but nothing that's going to trouble us. And we don't have any of our cruisers. We're just going to rely on these conquests essentially. I guess we have the Doom. But we don't have the Heron carriers, which is a shame. We'll bring the Drover, the Monitor for defense, and the Omens, and a few Tempests, and the Medusas. And I think what we'll do is split our fleet in 2, or at least, yeah, we'll split the smaller ships in 2 and have them escort the second conquest, move that to the right, and we will move off to the left. And then the idea being we should be able to divide the stations fire between us, with our point defense ships keeping us safe from enemy missiles and things. And we should be able to just wail on the station with our gauss cannons. And then use hurricanes to finish it off, along with probably the Medusas coming in with their blasters. So enemy rockets arriving. And the Terminator drones doing their job. Okay, we're going to just go in on a full attack, I think. Because screw tactics, this station's going to go down quickly if we attack it in force. Just focus our fire. The enemy ships, they've got like forces and kites. I don't think it's worth fighting them until the station's down at least. So the problem is the Medusas are kind of blocking fire at the moment. I'm going to go full assault just to make sure they get the message. We want the station down as quick as possible. I'm firing hurricanes. That one actually got through, there was no shield up, so that's good. Now what we want to do is make sure we don't get separated too much. Gauss cannon is now firing. Going to send up a couple more hurricanes. His flux is high and he is taking damage. Force are just ahead of me, but doesn't look like he's got a range to hit me from here. I'm surprised he's not firing any missiles. My flux is getting high. I'm taking a few missile shots to the starboard there. Ending off a couple more hurricanes. Those cannons still doing their job. It looks like I've got drones swarming them. Flux is going down. Okay, now the enemy station is firing on me. I probably should be putting this there as my ships. And you can see now they do cover the entire semicircle rather than just a third before you put the extended shield mod on. So definitely think that's worth it on conquest. First half of the station is about to be destroyed. Just got a sliver of hull left. Can we finish it off with our cannons? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Our drovers advancing a little bit too high for my liking. I wish I could come back a bit closer, but I guess I haven't really given him many detailed orders. Just attack this station. I'm taking fire here and neglecting to put my shield up, which is very foolish. Actually, there we go. Down to pretty low hull. I don't think we've lost a ship, and I think most of the enemy fleet has been destroyed. The station is firing at our carrier, and now I think at the other conquest, which I think has gone to the north. Presumably it has been assisting in this fight. I haven't really been paying attention to it. But the Medusas have been doing their job. Tempest support and Omen support has been protecting everything. I'll just wait for the station to come around and then we should be able to whale it out. I think the other conquest must be above us. Oh, was that Medusa that just went down? I think he just blew himself up. That was kind of foolish. And again, I'm not putting my shields up. What's wrong with me? There we go. Put it up. I've got no flux. No reason to have the shield down. Okay, we're going to move forward so we can keep firing. Send in a hurricane. Trying to use our ship system to overtake the rotation of the station, but it's just not possible. Yeah, I'm not too sure why I completely lost track of the other conquest in this fire, but now there it is. Sneaking off and then coming down again. Send the 2 hurricanes a little bit early. Maybe I'll do some damage actually. No, it's pretty good. I can just kill the entire station with one volley. But I'm going to, I think, do it myself. Oh, almost. Of course, cannon, I think, gets the killing blow there. Okay, there's just one more enforcer to finish off. I'll send in the frigates and kill it with hurricanes. Okay, so we lost 1 Tempest, 1 Medusa. Oh no, we lost 2 Medusas. Tempest and an Omen. That's a little bit lackadaisical on my part. I think we could have done that better. But we will bombard and we will invade. I guess that kind of teaches me for bringing a smaller fleet to take down the station. So all of our Marines are now heavy units, I think. That's why there's a 0 under Marine numbers. So we'll just quickly set these up. I'll send in 1 unit to each, and then a couple of additional ones to the spaceport and wherever they've got more troops. So that's 1 day. Send in a couple more units. Looks like the Vengeance fleet that was chasing me has been defeated. And we have taken over the Luddic Church world, Sudan. I think that's the first Luddic Church conquest, and I think that is going to have to be the end of this session. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.